through the treaty process that we are able to live, learn, teach, and prosper in this region. And now, let's meet the Humber Hawks. Today's substitutes. Number 1, Allison McLaughlin. Number 5, Claudia Hansen. Number 6, Victoria Lopez. Number 8, Zoe Spugel. Number 10, Julia Dubuano. Number 14, Melissa Honfeld. Number 17, Lucia Annabelle Benedicto. Number 18, Angelina Bomberry. And number 19, Shane Henson. Humber's coaching staff, assistant coach Brandon Costa. Assistant coach Maddie Pasma. Assistant coach Megan Murphy. Therapist Celia Palambella. Student equipment manager Bree Clark. And head coach Dwayne Bowles. And now, here's Humber's starting lineup. Leading off, the center fielder, number 3, Shea Hilbert. Batting second, the shortstop, number 7, Reese Malachi. Batting third, the right fielder, number 15, Riley Dubry. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 2, Amelia Russo. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 12, Malia Farrow. Batting sixth, the DP, number 9, Michaela Clark. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 16, River Johnston. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 11, Marley Greer. And batting ninth, the catcher, number 13, Jessica Laron. The starting pitcher and flex players, number 4, Michaela Brown. And now, let's meet your Durham Lord. Today's substitutes. Number 3, Ariane Polis. Number 5, Vanessa Ng. Number 6, Mackenzie Williamson. Number 7, Hannah Dykes. Number 9, Hannah Oak. Number 20, Emily Rowe. Number 22, Elsie Wilson. Number 32, Riley Easton. And number 44, Morgan Salter. Durham's coaching staff. Assistant coach, Allie Lynette Fresh. Assistant coach, Kaylee Burnham. Assistant shortstop, number 8, Jessica Ben. Batting fifth, the DP, number 29, Jaden Bennett. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 19, Jocelyn Shelton. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 21, Chelsea Oak. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 4, Emily Taylor. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 18, Nellie Clement. The starting pitcher and flex players, number 12, Michaela Ben. Before we start today's OCAA gold medal game, we'd like to welcome back one of our alumni members to throw out the ceremonial first pitch. Prior to graduating in 1986, this student athlete was named OCAA All-Star for softball in 1984-85, volleyball in 85-86, and basketball 3 times from 1982 to 1985. She established herself as a rare two-sport athlete. In all, she won a DC record of 11 championship medals in her 4 years, 8 gold, 1 silver, and 2 bronze. As a standout infielder and also point guard, she helped award the 3 consecutive OCAA championships in softball from 1982 to 1985. Please welcome back Leslie Seeley. Thank you so much, Durham College and OCAA Hall of Famer Leslie Seeley. We now ask that you rise if you're able and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
And good evening, good afternoon everyone, and welcome to the second game. Second game today, the gold medal game featuring the Durham Lords and the Humber Hawks. I'm Nico Lecca.
I'm John Townsend. It's great to be here. Have a fantastic matchup here between two powerhouses, Humber and Durham College. It's been the matchup we've all been waiting for all season.
And excuse me, everyone, just some technical difficulties. I'm just gonna redo it. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome here for the gold medal game featuring the Durham Lords facing off against the Humber Hawks. I'm Nico Lecca, and today with me once again is John Townsman.
Very happy to be here. It's a great matchup here between Durham Lords and Humber Hawks, the two powerhouses of the OCAA. Seems like it's just been destined to end up this way, as it just did with the national championships 1 week prior, with the Lords coming out on top in that matchup. But it's a new day; anything can happen. As on the mound today for the Lords is going to be number 12 Michaela Benz, coming into this match with a 2.83 ERA. Started 9 games, come away with 7 wins. Overall, a very dominant pitcher.
Yep, and as you can see there's our bracket. Earlier today, the Humber Hawks were successful in beating the St. Clair Saints 3-0, and that's the reason why they are here today in the gold medal game. And Humber finishes their season off with a bronze medal, their 8th straight medal. And we will get right down to softball as the gold medal game is underway here at Babcock Field. There's the first pitch. Swing on and miss there for the first strike. Michaela Brown, like John said, is on the mound today. No, excuse me, that is Michaela Benz, excuse me. Both the pitchers today are actually both named Michaela, so
might get a little confusing as the game goes on.
So for the Lords, it is Michaela Benz on the mound, and leading off is going to be Shea Hilpert.
Hilpert in the last at bat actually got a ball thrown at her by mistake, obviously, but hit the back of her shoulder blade. So let's hope she's all right. That was a good swing though, so it looks like the shoulder blade is in perfect health coming into this match.
And Durham is representing as the home team today, since they're obviously here in their home field at Babcock Field in Oshawa. And there's a swung, and that's going to go foul. And the Lords are wearing their black and green today, and Humber is wearing their pretty dark navy blue with white stripes.
I was a little surprised to see that uniform matching, but either way, probably assume actually when they made that choice that they were expecting it to be a little bit colder, but with the sun out, it's pretty respectable out. I'm in a t-shirt, and apart from the bit of a wind coming in now, it's pretty all right. As that's going to be grounded to third base. Put away for the first out of the inning. Good put out there from Jessica Green.
And that's a really good first out for the Lords here, as you don't want to give Humber any chance to get out in front, as even though these teams are far apart in some statistics, these two are both really big juggernauts. These are the top 2 teams in the OCAA and in Ontario in general. Lords coming into this one still undefeated. And yesterday, the Lords also faced off against St. Clair, and since they won that game, they advanced to here today. They beat them 5-1. And next up is going to be Reese Valachi.
Valachi put together a couple of good at-bats in the last game, so let's see if she could do more the same here.
Well, it's going to be popped up just underneath the second baseman, under it, and caught there for the second out. And it's going to be Riley Debris coming up to bat. Here already down 2 outs. And in this game, umpires are wearing pink today. Not their usual blue or black colors. And that's in there for first strike of the at-bat.
I'm wondering if the decision was to differentiate themselves between the two dark-colored uniforms of Durham and Humber.
There's a swing and miss there. I am surprised the choice of uniforms, because they are fairly close, and it's not too hard to tell, but it's a little bit not the easiest to tell apart. Here's the 0-2. Swing and miss there for strike 3.
Nice old 1-2-3 inning here for the Lords to get things kicked off.
Michaela Benz has a really great first inning. And now we're just going to show you the two differences between these two teams, as they are the top two in the OCAA. Durham in the regular season, 24-0, undefeated, and over 250 runs scored, 267, and under 50 runs allowed. And of course, in the last 10 games, they've won all of them. Humber with 19-5 record, nowhere near as many runs scored as the Lords, but they do get the runs when they need them. And a really good pitching staff by Humber, only 51 runs allowed in the regular season, and 8-2 in their last 10 games in the regular season. And they had Humber had a really good pitching matchup in their last game against St. Clair, where they threw up a whole shutout against St. Clair, who has over 200 runs on the season. So this Humber team is not one to scoff at. They are for sure a juggernaut.
Absolutely. Defensively, they're very stout at every single position, especially actually in the infield. I was very impressed with their performance against St. Clair earlier on today. But just looking at the numbers, the Lords have scored over 100 more runs than Humber so far this season. It is going to be a massive task to keep these Lords bats quiet for 7 innings tonight.
And that task has been given to Michaela Brown, who's starting pitcher for the Humber Hawks today. She's seen quite a lot of activity. She played twice yesterday. She played in the Conestoga, and she played one of the games against Conestoga and the one against St. Clair. And she's going to be given a really hard task here today as she faces, probably easy to say, the best offensive lineup in the league right now, and leading off the batting champion for the Lords, Gracie Hearns.
Gracie's a dangerous hitter because not only, as you say, she's the batting champion, she absolutely rakes at the plate, batting .513. However, she also leads the team in stolen bases with 15. So once she gets on, she's bound to get going if you don't exactly respect the leadoff attempts. Another thing to know with Gracie, she is an expert bunter of the ball. So do not be surprised if she lays down one early here in her first at bat.
And one thing to note is, Michaela Brown did not start a single game in the regular season, so this is her first start throughout the whole year. And pretty good stats as well. 16 innings pitched, only 0.44 ERA, and a 0.69 WHIP, and only one walk and 14 strikeouts. So she's been pretty dominant as a second-year student here with Humber. And she's going to need all of her stuff today as she faces probably the hardest lineup in the OCAA. And Gracie's going to swing at that one, and it gets down to the second baseman, throwing at first for the first out of the ball game for the Humber Hawks. And that's really good first out. You want to keep Gracie Hearns off the base bag, as, like you said, 15 stolen bases, not caught once, and that leads the team. But
I'm wondering if the approach could be to start Michaela Brown in this pivotal gold medal match, is to use her almost like a starter, if you would. Someone who would come in, pitch for the first couple innings, and then you would bring on a Shade Hansen or Zoe Skugel potentially to close things off as hopefully for Humber's sake, no runs would be allowed.
Oh, it doesn't get much better from that, as now she has to face Jessica Green, and then after her, the Player of the Year, Peyton Jones. Here's the pitch. That's going to get grounded, but that's going to go foul. Yeah, you're very right. It is definitely a very big possibility we see a lot of bullpen changes for the Humber Hawks. They have the Pitcher of the Year in the dugout right now, Shade Hansen, and then another Zoe Skugel that had a dominant performance against the St. Clair Saints.
Against almost every team she's faced, she has 118 strikeouts to start today, but I have to assume that number's gone up to, if I had to guess, say high 120s.
Humber also does have another pitcher, Angelina Bomberry. She didn't pitch that much this year, but she did pitch good whenever she was in. Only 7 2 innings pitched, 183 ERA.
Has started one game, though, but 6 appearances.
That's going to get grounded on a soft ground at the third. Throwing to first really fast, and pulls the first baseman off the bag. And Jessica Green is safe on that one.
That's a worrying sign if you're Humber, because just as quick as Grace Hearns is, so is Jessica Green. Only has 3 stolen bases. However, I'd argue that's down to the Lords team's hitting proficiency, as she doesn't have the option, the chance to steal many bases, as she's quite often running on a double hit later on down the lineup.
Especially with this player right here, Peyton Jones, who leads the team in home runs and RBIs and has a .474 batting average. So, and that's going to be swung on, grounded to second, throw into second for the first out, to first for the second out in the double play.
Good job by Humber for getting out of that inning unscathed, only allowing a single. But now let's go to another graphic we have.
Be their head-to-head between these two teams last 4 matches they faced, and Durham has beat every single one of them in these last 4 matches, the biggest one being a 12-2 game, which I'm sure was mercy rule. The last time these two faced was October 12th, where Durham beat Humber 7-1. And even though Humber has lost these games, they've kept the Lords at some low runs, except for that one game in October, that third game. But they've had 2 4-1 games against them, and then still have 3 games in the past 4 games where they have not allowed more than 10 runs, which is really hard to do against this Lords team. So Humber coming in winless against the Lords in the last 4 games, and definitely looking to erase that, as they need a win here. And then basically how the gold medal game works is that Humber is going to need 2 wins to try and win their championship here. Durham only needs to win once. So Humber has their work cut out for them, but I'm sure they're more than motivated to do that right now. As back to softball now, as it's going to be number 2 leading off for the Humber Hawks, Amelia Russo. What do you think this game? Do you think this game might be a closer game, even though you're facing the number 1 team in the OCAA?
I mean, absolutely. As you showcased with the previous results, Humber has played the Lords as close as any other team has done in OCAA. It is a juggernaut that is going undefeated and coming into the gold medal match, but I do think it's going to be a relatively close game today. But the keys for Humber is this Lords team has shown the ability to score in bunches. They will put up upwards of 6, 7, 8 runs in a single inning. It's limiting the damage, making sure you don't get out of an inning allowing more than, say, 2 runs. Keeping it close the whole way through, that's probably a key to victory for Humber today. That's going to be hit hard to the second baseman. That's going to be an out, though. Nice grab there from Emily Taylor.
She's had to done a lot of that this season. And another line out to her. And next is going to be Milia Farrow. And they're leaving the middle quite open here in the infield. And that's a first pitch ball. Here comes the 1-0. That swung on, and that's going to get past the shortstop into center field for a base hit. Humber has their first base runner of the game off the single into center by Amelia Farrow. And that's ought to be really good momentum boost there for Humber, as even though this Durham team is extremely good with scoring runs and offense, they're also a pitching juggernaut. Now it's going to be Michaela Tuck, batting number 6 in this one.
Yeah, limited at bats so far this season, as though she only has 20. Except she is batting .300. Only 1 strikeout and 3 walks, but 2 RBIs.
And that's in there for a call strike by the umpire. You think we possibly see Farrow stealing base here, especially if this batter goes out right here?
Potentially, however, it is also a risk with Hearns there at catcher. She has previously caught 3 people stealing so far this season.
Here comes the big pitch here, 1-2. And check swing, but holds up in time. They'll make it even 2-2. The wind's definitely picked up a lot here over the course of the last game. And hold that thought, that's going to be a high fly onto center field. Center fielder's under it and makes the catch for the second out.
Good job tracking the ball down there by Justin Shelton. It was a high and hard hit ball to center field, but tracked it well.
And almost fighting the sun out there is the outfielders, as the sun this time is still beaming on the entire field. And might start seeing some late season sunburns, as I think I already got one on my face.
Ooh, that's not a good sign.
So and just a little bit outside for ball one. Lord's looking to try and squander that base runner at first. Here's the pitch. Here comes a quick 2-1. That's smacked into the second baseman's hands right there.
Good job by Emily Taylor. It looked like she got jammed there on that hit, but was able to collect it. They go into the top of the second. Score still nothing.
Looked like it was just a little chip, and we're going to the
bottom of the second.
Bottom of the second. No, it's not your fault. Scoreboard a little bit wonky out there here in Babcock Field, and
wind is really picking up here in Oshawa.
Trying to steal our lineup cards.
Exactly. Every single sheet of paper almost went flying now.
We're using a banana to hold them down right now.
They're using a banana, 2 bottles of water, and a pen, but don't know how much help the pen is really providing.
So we're going to go into the bottom of the second, scoreless, as both pitching have held so far. And it's been a while that the Lords have not usually scored a first inning run, as this was always that's always what their specialty has been, get out in front and just start running away with it. Like you were saying earlier, once the Lords get out in front, it just becomes a train that you can't stop. And it was also like that yesterday, with Humber when they faced off against Conestoga, where they won that game 13-3. And they scored 8 runs over the course of 2 innings. And leading off for Durham is going to be Jessica Benz. On deck is going to be Jaden Bennett. And that one is chipped foul behind.
Humber is definitely they're wanting to get revenge on the Lords, as last week at Nationals, the Lords beat them 7-1.
Which that was also the Lords' first ever national championship, and looking to solidify themselves as the #1 team in the entire country with a national championship and an OCAA championship. And that one caught by John Townsman. Great catch there, and I know you've been waiting for that one.
Oh, I have.
Is it actually a softball, though? It is not a softball.
It is not, no. Bobbled it a little bit, but came down with the grab.
That was going to get grounded out to third. Thrown to first is not going to be in time. And I believe the third baseman was in the air grabbing that ball. And it allowed Benz to get in there right before she came back down. Good play there, and that'll probably just be recorded as an infield base hit. And I think
now
John's
we've got a power bat, though, coming up as number 29, Jaden Bennett, is coming up to the plate. Has, so far this season, 16 RBIs, batting .472. So now with the runner at first, if she can single one into the outfield, that could be first or third pretty easily, and the Lords are in a good position. There's no outs.
Well, I think we. Now hold on, I thought that's going to get hit into right field for a base hit. Benz is going to go towards third. And she's going to go in there standing with an RBI, no, excuse me, with a single by Bennett. And the ball gets away, and Bennett's going to go to second, and no throw will be made. And I'm not sure what was going on there by the Humber defense. They just completely lost all handling of the ball there. So Bennett gets a double on a bit of a wonky throw there. And Benz advances to third, and now the Lords are in business here.
Well, call me John Sadamas there. I called that one going first to third as Bennett advanced on the. Don't know if that's to be fair not to call that an error or not.
Yeah, but, I'm not sure.
Either way, Lords now have runners in 2 runners in scoring position. No out in the inning as going to have a quick meeting on the mound as it is a pretty dangerous situation the Humber have found themselves in.
I think you've already seen your highlight of the day, you catching a ball. So,
no, my highlight of the day is going to be if the Lords win in the end. That's everyone here at Durham College who's very fortunate to host this championship.
And there's a lot of Lords faithful out here today, as I don't think there's one seat missing right now. It's also much easier for fans to come to the game as this tournament just started in. This tournament is in the reading week of Durham College, so all the students are now out of class for a week, so they get to come out here and enjoy the ball game and try to cheer their team on and win another championship. Their first since 2021. And a lot of Humber faithful out here too. Not the furthest drive. I think maybe like an hour, or especially on a Saturday, maybe like 45 minutes. But a lot of Humber fans out here too, as it's completely sold out. And that's going to be ground out to third. They're going to go to home with this one. And Ben's going to dive into third and is safe. And now everyone is safe on that play.
Great base running there from Jessica Benz. All of a sudden gets into the catcher's headspace a little bit, wondering, should I go for the easy out? Should I go home? Gets to the catch on the bait. Going to third. Ruled safe. Now Lords have the bases loaded. No outs. With number 21, Chelsea Oak, coming up to bat.
And they don't get any outs on that play. Really unfortunate for Humber. Now they're really in trouble with the bases loaded and 0 outs. Here comes the delivery. Swung on, missed that one for the first strike. Now we'll try our best not to confuse you with the pitcher and Jessica Benz. They both have the same last name. Here's the delivery by Michaela Benz, and that's in there for a strike. Called strike 2. Lord's trying to get out in front early here in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and that's going to get past the third baseman into left field for a base hit. 1 run is home. Bennett is going to be sent home as the ball is bobbled out in left field. 2 runs come in to score with no outs still. 2-0 Durham Lords.
Now Lords get things rolling here in the second inning. Now this is what I was warning the Humber to be wary of, as the Lords just death by 1,000 paper cuts. They'll get a single, double, single, and just empty the bases one at a time.
And Michaela Benz is out of the game now. Pretty quick leash there. And it's only at the bottom of the second. She's only had 1 inning of work so far. And coming in, I believe, is going to be Zoe Skugel, who pitched earlier today.
So I wonder how much is going to be left in the gas tank for Zoe. But just as I thought, I figured it was just going to be for 1 or 2 innings here for Michaela, just to get things in, settle it down. And I wonder if the game plan for Humber is get to this game, if they can win this one, forcing game 2, which would be taking place at 4:30 for winner-takes-all championship. Then you would start. You would then start Shade Hansen, your ace for that game. However, I would imagine Shade is also available in the bullpen for this one as well, in case it's needed.
So a pretty quick pull there by the Humber coaching staff. And we'll see if this move works, as there's still only 0 outs. Still with a lot of runners in scoring position. And Jocelyn Shelton is at third. So there'll be, oh no, excuse me, Josh Shelton is actually at second. Got confused there. Runners on first and second here. It's going to be Emily Taylor, the second baseman, who's had pretty good defensive game today. With now she'll look to deliver here in the offense. Here comes the first pitch. Taylor swings and misses on a pitch that was fairly low. And it's strike one. This is a very big moment because Humber, and excuse me, that's going to be showed bunt there, and that's going to get popped back but hit the netting. Foul ball, 0-2.
Yeah, it was a decent idea to get a bunt down there by Emily. Only having one strike on her, trying to get something going, but no avail, and here we go again.
Probably won't see the bunt here on 2 strikes. Swung on, and that's going to get high to shallow right field and caught by the right fielder, and it's going to hold Jocelyn Shelton at second. And really, really good outfielding there by the right fielder.
Number 2, Amelia Russo. It was a great throw by her. Like even if Shelton thought about checking from second, she would have been out by a mile. That was a rocket from Russo.
And second baseman coming way in on this one. They're going to show bunt here. Natalie Clemens up to bat. John almost fell off his chair. Natalie Clemens, she'll bunt the first time, not this time. That's too high and outside for ball 2. Pressure definitely getting here to Skugel. Against this Lord's team. Here's the 2-0. Shows bunt but pulls back. But it's a call strike by the umpire. And a very important first strike in this at bat. Lord's faithful getting really loud here. This is a big moment in the game. And just in there. Called strike by the umpire. Hard to tell from here if that's a strike or not. But a great framing job by the catcher. Here comes the 2-2. And far too outside. And that'll make it a full count. Good job by the catcher by keeping that one. Not letting it go behind. And letting the base runners advance. Shelton on second. Oak on first. 1 out. Swung on and missing that one. A very important second out. And Skugel gets her first strikeout of this game.
Yeah, it was a good job by Skugel there. It was actually fantastic defense as well from Jessica Laurent to keep the ball in front of her to stop the runners advancing, as you said. But a big strikeout there. As I said, you need to keep the damage limited here for the Lords. But with top of the order now coming up, the batting champ, Gracie Hearns, it's not going to be easy getting out of this inning.
Here it comes, the 1-0. But the same location as the last pitch. Hitters count 2-0 right here. Big pitch right here. This is Gracie Hearns, the batting champion. Had 20 RBIs in the regular season. Looking to get more here, and that one's low for ball 3. Here comes the 3-0. Shows bunt but pulls back. And it's a called strike by the umpire. Interesting tactic there. Third baseman comes in a little bit more. Here's the 3-1. And apparently in there for a called strike.
Yeah, that was definitely a risky call there, as to me it looked like it was right on the line. But
extremely borderline.
Either way, we go back to the full count.
Swung on a miss. Skugel strikes out Gracie Hearns. And that is the end of the second inning. The Lords do get 2 runs across, so still a productive inning from them. And the Lords are going to come right back out here to pitch.
It's a good job by Humber to get out of that inning, limiting the damage. But Lords leaving 2 on, and Gracie Hearns striking out in the full count. I'm fairly certain she was swinging there because it was in the same place as the previous pitch, which was called a strike. So just trying to challenge that, but Lords will definitely be looking to come back there next at bat and recreating some of the damage they started in the bottom of the second inning. But now going up to bat though for Humber when we come back is going to be number 11, Marley Greer, who this season is batting .328, has 19 hits in 58 at bats, and is looking like a very, very, very solid hitter in difficult outs. But with the top of the order going to be coming back around as well that inning with Shea Hilpert coming up to bat. It's a good opportunity for Humber to close the gap on that lead.
And Marley Greer is going to lead off for the Humber Hawks. Same pitcher is going to be out there for the Durham Lords, Michaela Benz. Like I told you.
It's Battle of the Benzes.
And the Michaelas. That one goes way over everyone's head. Ball 2. Here comes the 2-0. And check swing on that one. They're going to point to third. Third baseman says she swung.
I was happy with that call.
There's the first strike. Even the third base coach for Humber is not happy with it. There's a 2-1. And far 2 outside for ball 3. 3-1 count here on Marley Greer. And up due next is going to be Jessica Laron, the catcher. And that's outside for ball 4.
Good play discipline there from Marley Greer, earning that walk. And now coming up to bat, though, is going to be, as you said, Jessica Laurent. Only 25 at-bats so far this season. And in that sample size, only batting a 120.
What to forget about that great bunt there to the first baseman, and gets tagged by the first baseman, Peyton Jones, on that play. So a good sacrifice there. Now she'll pass the baton up to the top of the order, Shea Hilpert to start. And Lords have someone warming up in their bullpen now. It is number 9. Number 9 for the Lords is Hannah Oak. So she might come on whether in this inning or the next one. Here comes the 1-0 from Ben. Or 1, excuse me. And that's in there for a strike. Strike 2. Here's the 0-2. Check swing on that one, but able to hold on in time. Make that 1-2. Swung on, that's going to go foul, and a car might be in danger here. And it just hits the side of a car, no real damage there.
Tell you what, that wasn't far off from coming back up here in the booth.
John looking for his second catch of the day. I'm looking for my first. Runner in scoring position at second with 1 out. With the really good sacrifice by LaRonde. And that one's going to be way too low. It doesn't even reach the plate.
Looks like it just came out of a hand at the last possible moment there. Either way, it goes full count now.
Here comes the full count pitch. Swung on a miss on that pitch right there. Great pitch for the strikeout. And the Lords get a very important second out to try and strand that runner on second. But it's going to be a tough task here as Reese Valachi up to bat. Up next.
That's going to be a little bit too high there for a ball to start things off. Valachi this season has 14 RBIs, which leads Humber's team. So running in scoring position, it's definitely who you want to see up at the plate for Humber.
And too high. Hearns almost not able to get that one, but great job defensively by Hearns. She keeps that one. Only a ball, not a wild pitch, possibly advancing the runner to the third. There comes the 2-0. And just veered too much to the right. Looked like the slider. Here's a 3-0 count. Up due next is going to be Riley DeVries. Throws one right down the middle. And Valachi not able to time it right. Bit of an early swing there.
Yeah, looks like Valachi was really trying to put a lot of power behind that one, but it was a good pitch, though, by Michaela.
Here comes the 3-1. And too high for ball 4. Second walk of the inning for Humber and allowed by Benz. And they're just going to have a visit here. Maybe to calm her pitcher down. And she's allowed 2 walks here.
That's something, and this is probably just to give her a chance to breathe, settle the nerves.
It's already 2 outs.
Already 2 outs, yeah. Just trying to figure out how to get the next batter out and move on to the Lord's half of the inning. However, Riley DeVries is a fantastic batter, leading her team in average at 397. Has also hit 7 doubles, 3 triples, and 1 home run. So this is definitely a hard out to end the inning. That's what's in store.
And you don't want to load the bases here at 2 outs. And that swung on, that's going to go very foul to the right. That one was smoked. And that one's going to travel for a long time on the driveway. The parking lot, excuse me. Here's the 1-1. Swing and miss on that one. Really early swing. And gets a very important second strike. Only needs 1 more strike to end this inning. Head to the bottom of the third. Give her team a chance to score some more runs. That one is swung on a high fly ball on the warning track as the left fielder makes the catch for the final out. Really close play there. Almost just a little bit longer. That would have been a home run.
Exactly. With the bat flip, I was wondering if Riley thought it might have been a home run.
Would have tied the game.
Exactly. Oh, would have. Yeah, it was a great swing in the bat, a lot of power, but just shy of the home run there. As
left fielder makes a great catch to get under that really quickly, as that ball was traveling really fast, and catches it right on the warning track. And we'll now go to the bottom of the third as Humber is unable to score a run once again, as first 3 innings they are held scoreless. And it'll be once again Zoe Skugel coming out on the mound. Not impressed. Everyone having a little laugh at that pitch.
Probably just switching the ball. There's something wrong with the laces there. But Skugel pitched a really great game against St. Clair earlier on today. And although Lords left a couple people on that last inning, she's overall been solid today. Just need to get a bit of luck to quiet these Lords batters.
And now she has to go through the heart of the lineup as Green, Jones, and Benz are due up. How do you approach that? As just 3 absolutely amazing players.
It's a challenge because those 3 players are very good, apart from Jones, who does have the power. but they're very great contact hitters. So you can't exactly pitch around because they have a lot of speed, so you don't want to walk them as they get on base, potentially stealing a bag. It's going to be a bit tricky between sending balls into the strike zone versus outside, but kind of just stick with what you're confident at and go from there.
Here's the first pitch of the at-bat is too far outside.
I'm not sure how much stock to put in it, but it did look like with the warm-up pitches and so far these first two in the inning, it appears that that's a hard hit ball right through the legs of the third baseman as Green's going to be rounding over to second base. Thinking about third, but it's going to be staying put there at second for a nice leadoff triple here for the Lords.
That one kept on rolling all the way to the warning track, and really good job there by the left fielder to get that in quickly before Green even thought about running to third.
Mm-hmm. But with Zoe though, with the warm-up pitches going into this inning as well as her pitches in that at bat, looking a little bit wild, looking like doesn't have quite the command of the pitches as she would normally have. As there are there is Shade Hansen now warming up in the bullpen for Humber at this time.
Pitcher of the year. So, and she played in the last game, and she closed out the last game as well, so it's a big reason probably why we did not see her start this game. Next up is Peyton Jones. And she fouls that one back. Jones, the rookie and player of the year in the OCAA. With 6 home runs, 38 RBIs.
Yeah, Jones, both a phenomenal pitcher. As runner advances to third, he's able to get there on time as that ball's bobbled.
Stolen base, the third there, just for Green. Stealing third is always really hard there. So really good running, sliding play. Now Jones only has a runner 90 feet away to extend this lead. So here comes the 3-1 pitch. And does not swing on that one, able to hold, and apparently the Babcock Field scoreboard's wrong. Excuse me, that was ball 3. Now it's a full count, 3-2. And swung on, and that gets into center field for a base hit. Green comes in to score. Peyton Jones has an RBI single to start off per day today.
Great contact there from Jones.
There's a Hawk celebration right there.
Exactly. I feel like we might see a couple more of those as the game goes along. But that was a great contact there from Jones. As you were saying, the Rookie of the Year, the Player of the Year, phenomenal player, both with the bat as well as a pitcher. And as well today playing first base, so really a do-it-all player. The Shohei Ohtani of the Lords.
Now it's going to be Jessica Benz. Trying to advance Jones and maybe even drive her in. Swung on, and that's going to go into shallow left field for a base hit. Another great piece of hitting material there. Jessica Benz has a single and advances Jones to second. And Lords are getting that train going.
With Bennett coming up now, I wonder if this might be the last batter that Zoe faces. If there's no out here, then it's... Because right now it's run on first, run on second, no outs, Bennett up to bat. It's a dangerous situation here for Humber.
And Shade Hansen is starting to warm up faster. Could possibly come in this inning as there's still 0 outs, like you said. So, dangerous batter here in Jane Bennett. Here's the 0-1. But questionable call there. That's where it's kind of been called all game, where it doesn't really look like it's a strike, but
every single umpire has different strike zones, and for this particular umpire, off left of the plate is
reaches for
called
that
a strike,
one.
because that's we popped up foul.
Very fortunate. She's probably very happy that one went foul. I had to reach for that. went pretty low, and quite astonishing she was able to get contact with that one. That was really low. And so she had another one here. There's the 0-2. Swung on, and that's going to go right to the pitcher. Throw into second. Is not able to get her in time as Jessica Benz slides in there. And now the bases are loaded here with still 0 outs. And a questionable decision there by the pitcher.
What do you make of that play? Because it was a perfect double play ball. However, you need to make sure that your second baseman and shortstop are within vicinity to get the first out. But do you think that she probably should have just gone to first there?
Yeah, it was a good play. Just the problem is that the shortstop and second baseman were not close to the second base bag. They were more out towards the corners of the infield because that was the shift they had on. So if I knew in that moment, definitely would have gone to just third just to try and get one out.
To third?
No, excuse me. I mean first.
I was gonna say you're more ballsy than the pitcher for that call.
No. I would have thrown to first because that would have been a for sure out, but now they got to deal with the bases loaded once again with Jocelyn Shelton up to bat. Still 0 outs here in the bottom of the third. Swings in that one. That one is going to go foul. On the year, Jocelyn Shelton at 55 at-bats, 364 average with 13 RBIs. Looking to add on to that right here. And foul tipped on behind the catcher. And it's a quick 0-2 to start here. Just taking time for a second. On deck, right after Jocelyn Shelton, is Chelsea Oak. Oh, it was way too far outside. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on, grounded out to third, and they're going to go home with this one. First out, throwing it first, not in time, but they do get the out at home. And there's finally the first out of the inning, and they keep the Lords off the board on that play.
Yeah, that's exactly what you would want in that situation. You get the force out at home. You do give up a single. You're not able to get that double play, but as long as normal runs are put up on the board, I think Humber would take that.
Base is still loaded, however, with Chelsea Oak up next. Let's see what she does with this. And there's a first pitch strike in there for that one. Not sure if Oak likes that call. In 44 at-bats this season, she's got a .432 average. Once again in there, the same location as the last one for a strike. Oak shaking her head. Not happy with that one. 432 batting average for Chelsea Oak with 15 runs batted in, 1 home run, and 4 triples. Swung on that one and missed for the strikeout. A 3-pitch strikeout. Not happy with that at bat, but Skugo that gets a very needed second out on that one. And now she's going to face off against Emily Taylor, the second baseman. So 2 outs here. The bases still remain loaded. And looks like Skugo is just throwing to that same location right now because the umpire keeps calling it.
But if you're the Lords, you have to readjust. If you don't think that is a strike, who cares? That's what the umpire is calling. You have to go by his strike.
Grounded out to the pitcher, not picking it up, and the runner, everyone is going to be safe. Defensive mess up right there. Not really sure what happened. Just a lot of miscommunication, and the Lords cash in and make them pay. Now up 4-0 here in the bottom of the third.
Just a complete unforced error. It's just a mental lapse there.
Just really bad miscommunication. I believe the pitcher, Zoe Skugo, believed that the first baseman was going to pick it up and just didn't at the last moment. There's going to be a substitution here. It looks like coming in for Natalie Clemens. Natalie Clemens was taken out, and coming in is number 20 for the Lords, who is Emily Rowe. Early substitution there.
Emily Rowe, of course, has 26 at-bats, batting .308. Has had 12 walks, though, which is the most on the team. So perhaps a measure to counteract the strike zone enforcement, bringing in the person leading the team in walks. And to have 12 walks and only 26 at bats is very impressive.
A very high on base percentage for her, and she's going to want to get on base here and try to continue this train that's been going. That's get behind the catcher, but Bennett remains at third. Once again, bases are loaded with 2 outs. As Zoe Skugel remains out on the mound. And Hansen's not even in the bullpen anymore, so that's in there for a called strike 2. Strike 1, excuse me.
I wonder if that's an effort to kind of conserve her energy, going that, in theory, if they were to win this, moving on to the second gold medal match, you'd want her to be as healthy to pitch as many innings as possible.
And in there for strike 2. Even though you are down 4-0, it is only the bottom of the third. Still a lot of time to come back on this one, as we're only starting to get halfway through. Here's the pitch. And in there for called strike 3. Rowe doesn't believe it. Bennett doesn't either. And that's the final strike. Final out of the third inning. But the Lords do cash in. They get 2 more runs here in the bottom of the third. Now lead 4-0 going into the 4th inning. And now Lords fans are going to get some more baguettes.
It's a great tradition here at Babcock Field. When the Lords score a run, we chuck baguettes into the crowd.
And we get this bread from the local bakery here in Oshawa. You think if some of those calls were reversed, you think it'd be a bigger lead for the Lords here?
I mean, absolutely, but can't really go in for what ifs at this point. Fact of the matter is, Lords put up 2 runs, extend the lead to 4-0, and that's going to be the score that we go off of for now. I'm certain though that a couple of the Lords players would like to have a few of those at bats back.
None of that matters anymore, like you said, as we're here in the 4th inning now. Lords finally coming out on the defensive end again, and leading off for the Humber Hawks is going to be number 2, Amelia Russo. Amelia Russo playing on third base today, and she's done some pretty good defensive throws to get some batters out, but is also a cause of a couple of the throwing errors that has pulled the first baseman off the bag. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, and that's going to come back almost to us, but caught by the net for a foul ball.
You really want to get that catch today.
Me and you were both looking at that. And here comes a quick 0-2 pitch. And sails too far high. Russo will get another chance. Here's the 1-2. And not enough for the umpire. As that'll be an even 2-2 count. Humber starting to get louder and try to get their players some motivation, and not with that one, and that's a strikeout. Another strikeout on the day for Michaela Benz. And that's the first out of the 4th inning. And coming up next is going to be the 5th hole batter, Amelia Farrow. And on the year,
batting 308 as in 65.
Excuse me, John. That's going to get flied out into right field, caught by the right fielder. Go ahead, John. Sorry about that.
Well, she was batting 303 coming into, actually, 308 coming into today, but now stepping up to bat is going to be number 9, Michaela Tuck, who's batting 300.
Lords to get 2 quick outs here off the strikeout and fly out into right field. And that one's going to get chipped into right field for a base hit. And Humber's still alive here in the top of the 4th inning. try to look for some 2-0 magic to just finally get them on the board here.
Not going away quietly, as it's going to be River Johnston, the team leader in home runs, coming up. 13 RBIs in the year. That puts her in second place on her team, but only batting 250. So
she was the player of the game earlier today against St. Clair, where she scored 2 RBIs, and that's going to be flown out into center field and caught by the center fielder for the final out of the inning. And the Lords do strand the Humber Hawks once again. They have no runs here in 4 straight innings. Really good pitching performance by Michaela Benz and defense by the Lords, and they'll come right back out to try and extend this lead as they continue to lead 4-0. Now we're going to the bottom of the 4th. And John, just one thing to think about. Coming up in March 5th to March 8th, is the women's volleyball team here at Durham College is going to be hosting the Nationals in the Lord's Lair from March 5th to March 7th. So
that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. It's great. Volleyball season's just around the corner. Basketball season's just around the corner. So it's going to be extending all the way into March. Can't wait for the Nationals to be visiting here in Oshawa, Ontario.
The Lords start their home opener next Tuesday against the Seneca Sting. So the later sports in the year are starting to come out more. And we'll see some more volleyball very late in early March with the Nationals, and we hope to see you out there. As Humber's going to come out again. Once again, Zoe Scrugo will be out, as Shade Hansen's not warming up anymore, as probably what you said. Maybe try and conserve her. Maybe either later innings or the next game if Humber is able to pull off a comeback win against this Lords team and give the Lords their first loss of the season. And leading off, it's going to be the top of the order. It's going to be Gracie Hearns. She'll look to start something here, and she almost gets that bunt down, but just goes past. I believe she actually touched it with the tip of the bat, so really good extension there. And big swing and miss there for strike 2.
Going up against the top half of the order, though, again for the Lords. I can only imagine that Zoe would probably have a bit of a short leash for this inning. If the Lords get a couple on, wouldn't be surprised if they make a change and bring Shade in to close things off.
One thing I want to say, in the regular season, Gracie Hearns, 78 at bats, she only struck out twice.
It's amazing.
That's incredible. And that one's going to get high fly ball into right on the roof of the Lord's dugout. That'll go for a foul ball. So Hearns looking to get on base and start another rally here for the Lords. Get some more runs across. That one's way too outside for ball 2. Here comes the even 2-2 pitch. About the same location as the last one, as now it's a full count. Come back from 0-2. Back to a full count now. Here's the pitch. Swung on, that's going to get grounded to short. Throw on the first is going to be in time for the first out. And Humber definitely gets a really important one. They want to put a 0 on here for the Lords so they can start slowly clawing back into this game, as it's starting to get late as we're about to enter the 5th inning after this bottom of the 4th. Jessica Green is going to be up next. She came across to score the first run of the ball game for the Lords. And that one's in there for a strike. Here's the 0-1. Too far outside for the umpire's liking.
It's one of the real gifts about this Lords lineup is they go almost 6 deep of just incredible hitter after hitter after hitter after hitter. There are no easy outs in this Lords lineup.
In there for a strike 2. Yeah, as you were saying, the lowest batting average on the Lords is someone who's only had 18 at-bats and 222 average, but
people batting today, the lowest one would be 341.
Which is insane. And most of the batters today are averaging over 400.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them over 450 as well.
Also, out of today's lineup, the lowest total of RBIs in the regular season is 10, which for a lot of teams would be, I'd say, top 5 on their team.
For Humber, the leader has 15 RBIs. And that's grounded, soft grounded to third, picked up and thrown to first. Is not going to be in time with the head first slide by Jessica Green, and she's on base again with an infield base hit. And it was a really wonky jam off the tip of the bat, and really good job by the third baseman just to keep that one in. And next is going to be the dangerous Peyton Jones. And she swings on that one, and that gets into left field for a base hit. Green is going to go to third. The throw to third is not going to be in time as she has a head first slide. Peyton Jones has a double on a first pitch she sees.
That was a terrific hit by Peyton Jones. Although she didn't put a lot of power into it, it was purely on placement. She saw that the which shift was active in the outfield, and saw the opening space in left field, and just thought, if I can just pop it in there, that's going to be an easy base hit, probably extra bases as it was.
Now we'll see if Jessica bends what she will do with 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. Green on second, Peyton Jones on, no, excuse me, Green on third, Peyton Jones on second. There's a big swing and miss there to strike. First strike for this at bat. And on deck is going to be Peyton Jones. No, oh my goodness, excuse me. On deck is Jaden Bennett. And swung on, that's going to be grounded to short. They're going to throw to home and drop by the catcher. And going to be safe. In there is Green.
That was a very, very, very risky run to home there by Green, but because of for her fortunate bobble there by Laurent, manages to get in there safe and sound.
An unfortunate bobbles there, and Green gets around the catcher to cash in the 5th run of the game for the Lords. They now lead 5-0, and it looks like going to be a mound visit here. It could be a pitching change. I'm not sure. As actually the umpires are gathering around, maybe to discuss that she had the ball first before dropping it.
She had the ball first, but she bobbled it. But I wonder if was the contact the reason why she dropped the ball. I don't believe it was, but I think that's what they're discussing.
And it's going to remain safe. Lords remain be up 5-0 here in the bottom of the 4th, looking to cash some more runs in. And their manager is coming out here, and this might be the end for Zoe Skugel, and it will be. And that will probably be the last game. Judged by everyone coming out, it's going to be Shade Hansen coming in for her.
Yeah, Skugel did all she could. It's very difficult to keep this Lords team quiet, but after a phenomenal tournament the whole way through, she's now going to hand the ball over to Shade Hansen, who has the opportunity to get this Lords team out to end the inning and give a team a chance to come back.
Now Shade Hansen on the mound, going to try her absolute best to keep the lead right where it is, so her team can try and come back into this game. It's not, don't count them out yet. Even though we are about to go in the 5th inning. Lords could score more, obviously, but they go 5-0 in the 5th inning. It's definitely a way that Humber can come back in this game. And we're
Number 19, Shade Hansen.
just to give you an update here on the bracket, just to show you once again. Earlier today, the Humber Hawks beat the St. Clair Saints 3-0, and that's the reason why they are here. And the St. Clair Saints finished their season off with a bronze medal, which was their 8th medal in a row. Now it's going to be Jaden Bennett batting here with 1 out against the pitcher of the year. Here's the first pitch in there for a called strike 1.
This is really going to be strength versus strength, as Shade Hansen won the pitcher of the year, and they're going up against one of the best hitting teams
And
in the league, maybe even of all time.
Bennett almost smokes some of her teammates in the dugout there. And we're all set up again. On deck is Jocelyn Shelton. Came across the score in the last inning. Swung on, and that's going to get in shallow left field for a base hit. Runner's going to come in to score. Lords now lead by 6-0 as Bennett delivers once again with an RBI single.
It's a great hit there by Bennett, just serving it gently into the outfield, bringing home another run here as Lords tack on another one, leading 6-0, as you said.
And the first batter that Shade Hansen faces allows a single that drives in another run. It's going to be Jocelyn Shelton batting next. Runners on first and second. Here's the first pitch. Bit of a half swing there, but that one goes back foul. Here comes the 0-1. In there, down the middle for a strike. Shelton possibly wanted that one back. That was right in the wheelhouse. And a quick 0-2 here. And that one goes over the catcher, and both runners are going to advance. No throw at all on the wild pitch. Runners in third and second now with 1 out. Makes Josh and Shelton's job much easier to try and cash in some more runs. And has to get out of the way of that one. Here comes the even 2-2. And chipped just foul to the Humber dugout. Here comes a pitch. Swung on into right field, and right fielder's under it. Makes the catch. Runner is going to go. The throw to home is not going to be in time. Lords get another run here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Their 3rd run this inning, the most they've had in each inning, and they are now up 7-0.
Great sac fly there from Shelton to bring Jessica Benz home, extending their lead even further. But still batting now for the Lords. It's going to be number 21, Chelsea Oak.
Bennett is on third. Just to get away with that one. Bennett is on third, so Lords can still bring even more runs in this one. Make this a bloated 8-run lead. And in there for a called strike 1.
That was a great pitch. It just caught the outside corner of the strike zone. I'm sure Hannah Oak might not exactly like the call, but for my eyes, that was definitely a strike and a great pitch.
Big swing and miss on that one. And that's the second strike. Chelsea Oak looking to continue this run that the Lords have had this inning. That one is going to get popped up right behind the fans. That'll be foul. And just taking a second here as Oak swung on, and that's going to go to the same location as the last pitch. 1 and 2. She still stays alive. There's a 1-2 pitch. Too low, and that gets right in the dirt. And she stays alive for another one. And catcher has to reach really high to keep that one in. Make sure that doesn't get away again. Now a full count here with 2 outs. The 3-2. Swung on and going to get rounded to the shortstop. Thrown to first is going to be in time for the final out of the inning. Great play there by the shortstop. And Humber finally gets out of the jam, but not until allowing 3 runs to come across here, as Durham now leads 7-0 heading into the 5th inning.
As you say, it was a great throw there from Velocity, as they managed to limit the damage. Now, what I said for one of the keys to victory was limiting the damage, not giving up more than 2 to 3 runs per inning. The only caveat I would say to that is you need to make sure your bats wake up so you can hit back. They have a bit of a big task on their hands now, down 7-0, going into the 5th inning. Bit of a mountain that they have to climb back from, but Humber has proven that they are a very dangerous unit, and they can definitely come back in this matchup.
Even though we are late in the game, as Humber has, I believe, 9 outs to work with. It's playoffs, and in playoffs anything can happen, no matter what. As we have the fans getting really loud as more baguettes are being thrown out, but in the playoffs, every single narrative is thrown away from the regular season, because the playoffs is when impossible things usually happen the most. And still, even though Humber is down 7-0, they definitely do not want to count themselves out yet. Still a big chance. There's always a chance until it's over to come back. And that one's in there for a called strike. Once again, Michaela Benz is going to be out there. They are going to be warming up Hannah Oak in the bullpen, though, as they try to get Michaela Benz through her 5th inning of work. And she starts this at bat with 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And far 2 outside. That'll be 1 and 2.
One move I wonder if the Lords do moving forward is if they might give Peyton Jones a chance to pitch maybe the 6th or 7th inning. Just to come in, Peyton Jones has shown that she will just attack the strike zone relentlessly. I wonder if that might be what they're setting up here if all goes well for the Lords and Benz.
Good strikeout there to start the inning for Michaela Benz. As next up to bat, she's going to face number 13,
Jessica Laurent,
the number 9th batter, who is the catcher. And definitely don't want her to get on base with top of the order coming up next. Swung on, that's going to get grounded right to the pitcher, thrown to first for the really good second out.
Fantastic grab there by Michaela, showing the athleticism there. Just sticks a glove out, bags it, throw to first base, nonchalant, easy first out there, or second out for the Lords.
Snatch that like a goalie save with the glove. If you were in hockey. And a really good second out there. As closer you get, take away that motivation and momentum all for the Humber Hawks. And the second baseman way out, along with the shortstop. As this is the leadoff hitter, number 1 hitter for the Humber Hawks, Shea Hilbert. There's the 1-1, too high. And a quick 2-1 coming up and a swing and miss on that fastball right down the middle. Even 2-2 count now with 2 outs. And you definitely don't want to be 1-2-3'd right here if you're the Humber Hawks. Here's the pitch. Big swing, and that's going to be a high pop-up, just going to go over the dugout of the Lords for foul ball. And here comes the 2-2 right here, and way low in the dirt, possibly slipped out of the hands of Benz. And looking to get through 5 innings. Scoreless here. Swung on, and that's going to be a high pop-up. Shortstop is under it, calling everyone off. Makes the catch there for the final out. And Michaela Benz is through 5 innings unscathed. 0 runs allowed here against the Humber Hawks. And Humber did not want that, of course, as they are 1-2-3'd here.
Humber's bats need to wake up in a hurry if they want to have a chance at coming back for this in this game. But Lords now have the time to extend the lead. Currently leading by 7 runs to nothing. As we're coming to the last few innings here.
And now Shea Anson's going to come out and do her absolute best to not allow any more runs. Make this game look any more grim than it already does. And Lord's mascot Louie giving out some souvenirs for the fans. Not sure if he's giving any of those to Humber Hawks fans, but Louie is a fair mascot. He loves everyone. And what do you tell if you're like the coach of Humber, what do you tell your players here? Already down 7-0 and with 6 outs left after losing your chance to win a championship?
I think if anything, I'm more concerned about the offense than I am the defense, because at the end of the day, you have the pitcher of the year on the mound. You have to have faith in Shea to do the best job that she can. If I'm telling the offense, go one pitch at a time. Just focus on getting contact, get on base. Don't make it easy for the Lords to get outs.
And it's going to be Emily Taylor leading off for the Lords. And on deck, it looks like Natalie Clements is going to re-enter the game here. She was taken out for a pinch hit, and that's going to be grounded to third. Great pickup there. Thrown to first is in time for the out. A matter of inches. A great play there by the third baseman.
Fantastic play there, as you said, from Molly DeVries. Got on the ground, snagged it. And, excuse me, actually, that was
Amelia Russo.
Russo, excuse me. Must have switched positions since the start of the game, but yeah, fantastic play by her, though, to get that out.
So a very important first out against the Lords, and Natalie Clemens re-enters the game here, as earlier Emily Rowe pinch hit for her, and it looks like a little mound visit here. It might be a substitution. She meets here with the umpire. See what this is about. As it's taking a second. This might possibly be about Natalie Clemens re-entering the game, and the umpire did not say anything about her re-entering. I'm not sure if it's about that or something else, but we'll see what's happening right here, as he's going to go and talk to Jamie Baker. Apparently it's all settled. I'm a little bit confused on what's happening, but it might be about that Natalie Clemens has re-entered the game. But anyways, we're back to softball here. Interesting play there, and Clemens pulls back the bunt on that play right there. Lord's dugout getting very loud here. And running in that one, but taking all the way. Very low pitch. And in there for a called strike 2. Hanson looking to get out of this inning as fast as possible to give her team a chance to try to come back. That's going to be swung on a high, shallow fly ball into center field and caught by the outfielder there for the second out of the inning. And we're going to go back to the top of the order with Gracie Hearns, the batting champion. See what she can do to try and maybe get some second inning, 2-out magic here. And swung on, get grounded to short, thrown to first in time for the final out. And the Lords get 1-2-3, first time in this game. All really good pitching there from Shade Hansen, and really good defensive team there by the throw out from the third baseman, Amelia Russo.
Definitely don't really know how much more I could add for that, but that's been the type of performance that Humber's needed to have consistently throughout this game. Unfortunately, with Shade Hansen pitching a complete game yesterday, they weren't able to get a fully healthy Shade to start the game today. But with her now in the game, the defense, if you would, should be in capable hands. The only thing is the bats now need to wake up for Humber to erase a 7-run deficit.
There's only 6 outs remain here as we're here now in the top of the 6th inning. And once again, it is going to be Michaela Benz coming out to pitch for the Lords. As she's been through 5 full, no runs allowed. So she can continue that dominance here as the Lords step closer to becoming, once again, OCAA champions after winning the Nationals earlier this month, also against Humber in the finals. It's going to be Reese Valaki leading off for the Humber Hawks. That's a swing, and that's going to be a high pop-up right underneath the shortstop, and in time and caught for the first out of the inning. Definitely not what Humber wanted there, John, eh?
Absolutely not. I was saying to take it one pitch at a time. Now, Valachi has shown her power ability in the past, but you just have to wait for your pitch to time it better. She was very early on that swing, but early enough actually for the national championship game you mentioned when the Lords beat Humber. That match finished 7-1, so this match 7-0 could be a bit of a repeat. Out at first base. On the ground out there from Riley DeVries, with now number 2 Amelia Russo coming up to bat.
And two quick outs here, and just definitely not what you want to see here if you're a Humber fan or player, as that's what they've been doing all year, just very aggressive on the very early pitches, and just another swing on the first pitch there. That's a fly out right to the center fielder and caught for the final out. A lot of swings on the first or second pitches there, and Humber is 1-2-3 extremely quickly. I don't even think 5 pitches were thrown in that inning.
I don't think so as well. It's very frustrating to see, as those statistically were probably the 3 best hitters in their lineup. There's still a couple more coming up in the next inning as well, but it's definitely not what you would want to see with Humber down by 7 with only 3 outs to go to make up the difference.
Now Shade Hansen out here very quickly. Gonna try our absolute best to keep the lead right where it is for Durham. Allow no runs, just like she did last inning, and see if her team can try to get some 7th inning magic, as they only have 3 outs left right after this.
Letting us host the provincial tournament here this year at Durham College. It's been a great tournament thus far.
It's been an absolute pleasure to host it as well. Just like you said, great tournament, great games from every team, and possibly feeling herself up on that one is Jessica Green. Did not limping around a little bit. Possibly just the really awkward swing. As we enter the bottom of the 6th here with the Lords up 7-0, looking to extend that lead. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. In there right down the middle for strike 2.
Great pitch there from Shade.
Starting to get much windier here now. And swung on, that's going to be a high pop-up right in front of the second base bag, and caught by the shortstop for the first out of the bottom of the 6th, excuse me. It's going to be Peyton Jones next up for the Lords, as
make sure to get your popcorn out, as the MVP of the season going up against the pitcher of the season in the championship match.
And first swing there, going to bounce off the third base bag and get back for a base hit. And I believe Jamie Baker wanted her to go for 2 on that one, but
hey, after that singles, I was hoping there was going to be a couple more pitches in that at bat instead of just the first pitch swinging. But either way, another great matchup now, as it's going to be number 8, Jessica Benz.
And Peyton Jones wins the battle that way. It was a bit of a wonky hit because got right behind the third baseman, but then just took a really high bounce off the third base bag, as Peyton Jones has a single, and now she's going to go to second off that wild pitch. I'm not sure if that'll be a wild pitch or a passed ball. But regardless, Peyton Jones is now at second with 1 out, with Jessica Benz looking to drive her in or pass the baton to Jane Bennett, who is due up next. That was swung on, and that almost hit the post right beside the Humber dugout.
It's going to be a foul ball, pretty much the exact same location as well, at the top of the foul net.
Here's a quick 1-2 pitch. Too low in the dirt, gets behind the catcher again, and Peyton Jones is going to advance to third on that one. That'll probably be recorded as a wild pitch. That was in the dirt. Now Jones only 90 feet away. Big swing, and that's going to be chipped just back for foul ball.
Yeah, Jessica took a really great hack at that. Just not able to get complete contact on it. As we go again, 2-2 discount.
And you can hear the really loud pop of the glove with that pitch.
Had a lot of juice on that pitch.
Threw everything she had right there. Not good enough for the strikeout. Here's the 3-2. Swung on, that's going to get into deep right field, over the right fielder's head, and just gets back there to make the catch. Peyton Jones is going to come in to score. Now the Lords lead 8-0 here in the bottom of the 6th.
I saw a basket catch there in the outfield. Great job tracking that ball down by Emilio Russo. Oh, excuse me, it's
I believe it's number... It's hard to see the number from here, but it's going to be Jane Bennett next.
potentially Riley DeVries, actually.
Here's the 1-0. It's in there for a strike. And that one is going to be absolutely smoked into the parking lot for a foul ball. And that's going to get past Hansen in the middle for a base hit. Bennett has a 2-out single. And the Lord's still alive here in the bottom of the 6th. It's going to be Jocelyn Shelton next. And it looks like Humber is going to have a meetup here, and it might possibly be the end of Shade Hansen's day here. Possibly to give her a round of applause, as this is likely the final game of the season we will see her.
And what a fantastic season she's had. In the regular season, she managed to get 118 strikeouts.
And
striking out over half the batters she faced.
In 74 and 2 innings, as she comes out as the pitcher of the year, an absolute dominant one, and we hope to see her next year. It'll be even more interesting how she'll play next year, as this year she was named the pitcher of the year, like you said. And coming in now is for the Humber Hawks is going to be number 18. Number 18, and that is going to be
Angela Bomberry.
And she is the lowest. She has the lowest amount of innings played, so this might possibly just to give her some playing time. She's played 7 and 2 innings with 6 appearances, started 1 game in the regular season, 183 ERA and 170 WHIP, and has only allowed 2 runs in 7 and 2 innings. So, and has 3 strikeouts in 7 and 2 innings. So this is probably just to get her some playing time. She is a second-year student. And now, Shelton will be up to bat, facing a new pitcher. Bennett has got a 2-out single, and that one is going to be smoked into left field for a base hit. Bennett is going to advance to second, and the inning is still alive for the Lords here. Next up is going to be Chelsea Oak.
As the Lord's rampage continues, it's just been a consistent death by 1,000 paper cuts attitude today. Put up 2 in the second inning, 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and then so far 1 here in the 6th inning.
And too low for ball 1. And that's a high pitch there, dropped by the catcher for a second, but recovered before anyone could advance off of that one. And that is in there for a strike. One thing to note, if the Lords score 2 more runs here with 2 outs, it will be a mercy rule, and the Lords will crown themselves as OCAA champions. That's going to be popped up, and that won't happen here. Third baseman's under it and makes the catch for the final out.
Should I call that commentator's curse?
Possibly, but I'm sure the Lords don't mind that at all. They just need 3 outs here, and they will solidify themselves as OCAA champions. Right after winning the Nationals, of course, if you didn't know that, but I'm sure you did. And coming out, I believe it's going to be the same pitcher. And some more baguettes going to be thrown out as 1 run was scored in the bottom of the 6th. And it will be Michaela Benz going for the complete game, as Durham will try to close this game out and win their 22nd OCAA championship.
Yeah, as the crowds could be going home well fed after today's game. After runs being scored in 4 separate innings, this crowd is going to be full of baguettes by the end of it.
Just about half the crowd, I think, has a baguette right now. And leading off for the Humber Hawks is going to be number 12, Amelia Farrow. And due up is Farrow, Tuck, and then River Johnson. And that one goes out into the parking lot where I believe there's some sort of biking practice going on.
Some motocross thing.
That's in there for a strike. 0-2. And that's going to be chopped towards the third baseman, but foul.
Looks like the Lords might have made some substitutions, as third base is going to be number 32, Riley Easton.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that is too high for ball 1. Last breath here for the Humber Hawks. They want to try and come back and win this gold medal. Here's the 0-2. And that's swung on to high right field, and that is going to be caught by the right fielder for the first out.
I'll tell you what, that was a great swing, though, by number 12, Malia Farrow. Got good contact on it. Just so happened it was put in it was close enough territory to the right field to reel that one in. And now up to bat is going to be number 9, Michaela Tuck.
And that's going to be grounded right in front of the pitcher, thrown to first for the second out. And the Lords are only 1 out away from crowning themselves as OCAA champions. And their Humber's last hope is number 16, River Johnson. She leads the team in home runs. Here comes the first pitch. And in there for a called strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, and that's going to get into left field. Left fielder is under it and makes the catch. And the Durham Lords mark themselves as the team of Canada. They are your 2024 OCAA and national champions. Their 22nd OCAA championship. First time since 2021. And they are the top, on top of Ontario and all of Canada. What a season here as the Durham Lords win every single game and remain undefeated in the regular season and the playoffs. And what a sight to see here, eh, John?
It's been a fantastic effort here by this Lords team all season. I only had the luxury of commentating only a handful of games for the softball team, but I believe you've had the vast majority of experience this season. So what are some of your thoughts as the season's now coming to a close of how well this team has performed?
I'm just so proud of this team of how they performed. They've overcome every single outcome, every single obstacle that has came in their way. And just amazing that we get to see another championship here, as the Durham Lords softball team has always been a really good program. And this is not to take anything away from Humber. They are just as good as a juggernaut as Durham, and they'll finish out the year with the silver medal. And Humber is still an amazing team, and you got to give it to them. They put up a huge fight throughout this whole season against the Lords, and just the entire playoffs. Made it through here past the defending St. Clair Saints.
Humber definitely needs to hold their heads high. They've been a phenomenal team all year, and with a lot of their players still in their first year, you would expect them to come back next season with a vengeance. And I'm actually going to sign off now. So thank you very much for having me on. It's been a phenomenal tournament, phenomenal game to watch. And
no problem, John. Thanks so much for joining me, and best of luck to you, and we hope to see you sometime next season.
Absolutely.
Stick around, everyone, and we're going to just give out the awards and medals to everyone, and then after we'll probably interview the player of the game for the Durham Lords, as we'll find out who that is, as well as there were quite a lot of Lords players who contributed in this game. One thing to talk about, Michaela Benz with a complete game shutout, absolutely dominating ever since the first inning. And the Lords finally get their own justice, as last year they were eliminated in the finals against the St. Clair Saints. And they finally done it here, winning their 22nd championship in team history. And we're just going to be giving out the awards and medals to every player here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the awards ceremony for the 2024 OCAA Women's Softball Championship Gold Medal Game. What a thrilling day of competition it's been, and we want to take this moment to celebrate the efforts of all those who made this championship possible. So before we begin the presentation of awards, we'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to a few key people and groups. First, a big round of applause for our umpires who have officiated this championship with professionalism and integrity. Thank you for keeping the game fair and competitive. Next, we want to recognize the coaches for their leadership, dedication, and tireless efforts in guiding these talented student athletes. Your commitment to your team with the sport of softball is truly admirable. And to our amazing student athletes, you have worked incredibly hard to be here, and your passion for the game has been on full display throughout this tournament. A special shout out to our graduating seniors. We thank you for your years of dedication and wish you the best as you move forward in your journey. You move behind a lasting legacy of your team and history. We also want to thank the incredible staff and volunteers who behind the scenes work has been essential to the success of this event. Your contributions often go unnoticed, but we couldn't have done this without you. And of course, a massive thank you to you, the fans. Your energy, support, and love for the game have been felt throughout this championship. Whether cheers on the field or supporters from afar, you're a vital part of this celebration. And finally, we would also like to recognize the contributions of the athletic therapy staff who ensure that the athletes were prepared and taken care of during the tournament. And now it's time for the awards. Presenting the awards, please welcome OCAA Executive Director Kyle Pelly. OCAA Women's Softball Convener Caitlin Pitak. Durham College Vice President of Academic and Students, Dr. Jean Choi. And Durham College President Dr. Elaine Pop. First up, it's time for the players of the game. From the Humber Hawks, number 12, Malia Farrow. And from the Durham Lords, number 12, Michaela Ben. Next, we will recognize our championship all-stars. These athletes have demonstrated outstanding skill and performance during this tournament. The championship all-stars are from the Humber Hawks, number 8, Zoe Skugel. And number 16, River Johnston. From the Durham Lords, number 8, Jessica Venn. And number 2, Jessica Green. Next, we are proud to present the championship MVP, this year's MVP. From the Durham Lords, number 13, Peyton Jones. And now it's time to present the medals. We'll begin by honoring the silver medalists. Let's give it up for the Humber Hawks. Number 1, Allison McLaughlin. Number 2, Amelia Russo. Number 3, Shay Hilbert. Number 4, Michaela Brown. Number 5, Claudia Hansen. Number 6, Victoria Lopez. Number 7, Reese Valachi. Number 8, Zoe Stugel. Number 9, Michaela Tuck. Number 10, Julia DeVlaro. Number 11, Marley Greer. Number 12, Malia Farrow. Number 13, Jessica Laurent. Number 14, Melissa Honfeld. Number 15, Riley DeVries. Number 16, River Johnston. Number 17, Lucia Annabelle Benedicto. Number 18, Angelina Thornberry. Number 19, Shade Hansen. And Humber's coaching staff, Assistant Coach Brandon Costa, Assistant Coach Maddie Tasma, Assistant Coach Megan Murphy, Therapist Celia Palambella, Student Equipment Manager Bree Clark, And head coach, Dwayne Bowles. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the gold medals. Congratulations to the 2024 OCAA Women's Softball Champions, the Durham Humber. Number 2, Jessica Green. Number 3, Ariane Poland. Number 4, Emily Taylor. Number 5, Vanessa Ing. Number 7, Hannah Dykes. Number 8, Jessica Benz. Number 9, Hannah Oates. Number 12, Michaela Benz. Number 13, Peyton Jones. Number 16, Gracie Hearn. Number 18, Nellie Clement. Number 19, Jocelyn Shelton. Number 20, Emily Rowe. Number 21, Chelsea Oak. Number 22, Elsie Wilson. Number 29, Jaden Bennett. Number 32, Riley Easton. Number 44, Morgan Salter. And Durham's coaching staff, assistant coach Allie Lynette Cretch, assistant coach Taylor Burnham, assistant coach Suzanne Gallant, student trainer MJ Barrett, student trainer Jay Jerusalem, and manager Mackenzie Williamson. And head coach Jamie Baker. Lastly, if we can have the captains come to the mound as we present the OCAA Championship banner and trophy to the Durham Lords. tournament. We thank everyone for attending and supporting OCAA softball. Have a great evening, safe travels home, have a super Saturday night.
And as you heard there, all the awards given out. The Humber Hawks get the silver medal. However, the Durham Lords able to pull off and win their 22nd OCAA championship. And they win here. And the MVP playoffs was no other than Peyton Jones. And stick around as we'll do, not sure who we're going to get, but we're going to get someone to interview and just have some couple questions for the end of this season. As this is the last ever softball game we will see here until next season. And if you want to see the final results here of the bracket, Durham Lords are victorious here in the gold #1 game against Humber. They win it 8-0, finally winning their OCAA championship. And you can see the whole tournament there. As St. Clair was all the way up in round 1. They beat Sheridan, and they got all the way to the bronze medal game where they finished the year with a bronze medal. And then just to show you as everyone is huddling up for the team picture, as though going to hold their championship banner and trophy. And this will be hung up in the rafters somewhere here at Durham College. And just the final celebrations there. Everyone getting in there for the picture. Few of these Durham Lords players are going to be graduating at the end of this year. If you were here yesterday, Peyton Jones said that she is leaving and going to a whole different country. So the OCAA playoff MVP shall not be back for the next season. And we're just getting our final pictures in here. What a moment to take in here. Is if you're a fan, especially if you're a fan for Durham College, you got to be proud. If you're a Humber fan, you got to be proud of your team too. They came in here against the top team in the entire nation, where they had just beat you in the Nationals and hadn't lost a single game this season. And just absolute one of the best juggernauts we've seen in a long time in the OCAA. And it was just such a great thing that the OCAA playoffs were hosted here at Durham College in this amazing, beautiful Babcock Field. Treated us to some really nice views. And it's a much newer looking stadium with the renovations that were put in. And it was just absolutely beautiful place here to see the final softball games of the season. It's even better for Durham College, where they saw their own local team win their 22nd OCAA championship. And it looks like we finally have our person we're going to interview. And there's you didn't just see it, there was the women's softball championship sign. As that'll be hung somewhere, I imagine in the Lord's Lair, or possibly here. And stick around for just a bit. About 30 seconds we're going to go. And ask. It's hard to tell from here who that is, but and we want to thank all the fans coming out here and enjoying this amazing tournament here in October 2024 here at Babcock Field. And we're just going to pass it on to Corrado as he's going to interview one of the Lord's players.
Corrado here live from the OCAA Softball Provincial Championships. Here with player of the game. Just give me your emotions right now.
I'm ecstatic, really. We came here thinking we want back-to-back. We want both golds. We accomplished that at Nationals. This was our final step, and I think we all really just came out to play, and I'm so happy with how we all played as a team, and just the whole atmosphere today has been amazing.
Not just in this game, but all weekend. What went right for you and for the rest of your teammates?
For me, just knowing that even though I'm not on the field, my teammates got my back. Like, I'm going to have theirs if I have to go out. They're going to go out and play their heart out, and everything really just helps me to come out and do my job, knowing that they're going to do theirs too.
Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, next up here we have Coach Baker here. Coach, what are you feeling?
Well, you know what? When we were putting this thing together about a year ago, I went after the best talent I could find. And so fortunate that a lot of these players I went after came to Durham College, right? And it's a whole part of this. When you've got that much talent, coaching is the easy part. Just let them play, right? So, yeah, I'm ecstatic on the girls who came here. I'm ecstatic on the girls who stayed here. And they put it all together to have a storybook ending to a storybook season.
A lot of people are going to say you guys didn't really have to battle a lot of adversity, but that in and of itself could be adversity. Not getting complacent, not, getting, bored, if you want to say. How did you guys stay focused, especially after a national championship?
We talk a lot about the process, right? Not worrying about the results, but worrying about the process. So I knew with that much talent, if we worry about the process, we're going to win. I knew that, and the only way we beat is to beat ourselves. And to keep it all together the way the girls did. There was no egos on this team. They played for the team. They played for the culture. And that was a big part of this whole thing.
Coach of the Year, National Championship, Provincial Championship, what's next?
Ooh, that's a tough one. That's about all I can do here.
Do it again?
Yeah, I'd love to do it again. Yeah, it's just one of those seasons, right? But, yeah, I never thought of that, right? It's just the biggest goal was to obviously get the best experience we can for our girls in Durham College and all of that. And all these wins and stuff is just that's just icing on the cake for sure.
Perfect. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate that. All right, next up here we have Gracie Hearns, one of the big leadership pieces here. How did the leadership work with you and obviously the rest of the people there?
It's honestly just like a team sport. Like, although we're leaders, like everybody on the team's a leader, and it's a team sport, so it takes everybody to win one.
Very emotional here. It could have been your last game. How does it feel? Not just the perfect season, not just the national championship, but also now the provincial championship. What are you feeling?
It's hard to come back to after, because it's been such an unreal feeling. There's not even words to describe this moment. Like, it's just something I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life.
What is going to be the longest lasting memory? What are you going to remember the most?
Honestly, just some of the cheers and the teammates and everybody on the field right now. Our support systems have been incredible for myself for the past 4 years. So I honestly just think my teammates are going to be the one I remember.
Thanks, Tracy. Appreciate that. Looks like we do have another interview here. All right, we talked yesterday. We're talking again today. You guys got it done. How do you feel?
Amazing. I mean, that was the way to end the season, and I think everyone's happy. It's bittersweet, but we're all together and we're all successful, so it's definitely a great feeling.
A lot of people are going to say that there might not have been a lot of adversity, but that in and of itself could be adversity, you know, having to stay focused, especially after a national championship victory, coming here and winning provincials. How'd you guys able to stay focused and kind of recalibrate after that?
Well, after the win of nationals, I think we just kept humble, really. Like, we just, you know, every game is a new game, and you can't bring other successes, other wins into it and think, you know, it's going to happen again. You always got to play hard and, you know, have a strong mental space. So, yeah.
A little bit emotional there, but I'm just going to ask. I asked yesterday, I'm going to ask again today. Maybe the emotions are a bit different. What are you going to remember the most?
Oh, this guy. Definitely this guy right here. That's what I'm going to remember the most. So.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, you.
Yep, we do have another interview coming up. We got Hannah Oak, another member of the leadership team here. Hannah, what are you feeling?
I'm extremely proud of my team. They pulled it out. We didn't slow down at all this year. And I'm so happy to have led this team to this. I'm so grateful.
Might have been your last game. What, not just this season, what do you remember from your time at Durham?
The friends that I made and like the fun that I've had and getting to play with amazing people. It's been exciting in this. I'll remember this.
How did you guys manage to recalibrate after winning in nationals now to come to provincials and win here as well?
I don't think we had to recalibrate at all. I think that we just played our game all year and we no problem with it. It was awesome.
Perfect. Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you.
All right, that does it for the interviews down here. Thank you for joining us at the... Oh, Louis would like to do an interview. Louis, I don't think you can talk. Give me head nods. How do you feel? Are they going to do it again? Awesome. Perfect. Thank you, Louis. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone here who made this happen. And one more time, we're going to go back upstairs.
Thank you so much, Corrado. And just like he was saying, thank you so much for everyone for making this happen. And we'd like to thank the OCAA for choosing us. And like we just said earlier, making it happen. And at the end of this tournament, the Durham Lords are the victorious team, winning their 22nd OCAA championship against the Humber Hawks. And you've been watching the OCAA playoffs, and we hope you have a great weekend, and we hope to see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.